What is your name?
My name is Zack.
Z.
Zackgreer.
What initially prompted you to go to Teen Challenge?
What initially prompted me to go to Teen Challenge was I had a terrible home life. I had a very abusive relationship with my family. I was just not on the right track of life, and my parents thought it'd be necessary to send me to Teen Challenge.
Was your current Teen Challenge program the first one you've been in?
Yes, ma'am. It was the first program I've been in.
What made you realize you needed help at Teen Challenge?
What made me realize I needed help? Well, at first I really didn't think I needed help. I really thought I had it all going on, but once I got to the program and once God really started digging into me, he made me realize, hey, this isn't the right track of life that you need to be on. This isn't the way that life is supposed to be lived.
When you were at your lowest, what was the situation you found yourself in?
When I was at my lowest, I really found myself saying, why do I have to live this life, God? I remember crying out to God saying, why do I feel so hopeless? Why has my life come to where it is now? Why am I going to have to deal with these things for the rest of my life? I don't want to have to live with this abuse. I don't want to have to live with this anger. I don't want to have to live this life that I'm living for the rest of my life.
What was your mindset before you came to Teen Challenge?
Before I came to Teen Challenge, my mindset, like I said, was I really thought I had it going on. I thought life was great. I was living the life of a typical teenager. I partied with my friends. I had all this stuff going for me. I had everything handed to me, and so everything was easy, and I thought everything was fine.
How did you view God and the people around you during that time?
How I viewed God was I grew up in church my entire life. I'd gone to the same church since I was 4 years old, so living in the Bible Belt, everyone knows God's name, everyone knows that God is real, everyone, they know the basic stuff, and I'd always thought that that's what got me through life, but really it's a lot deeper than that. You can't just coast through it like I did before coming to Teen Challenge.
What did you feel about yourself?
What I felt about myself was I didn't care. I didn't care how I felt. As long as it was getting me through the day, as long as I can get from one foot in front of the other. Really, I had no drive of life. I had no hopes. I had no ambitions. I didn't know where I was going to be within the next year.
How did you see Teen Challenge when it was first presented to you?
How I saw Teen Challenge when it was first presented to me was, my very first day in the program, everyone was gone, so I really had a one-on-one connection with the Dean of Boys. He really showed me that these people care and they want to help you. And I just remember Brother Kevin really just showing me what a true love of God was and just what a true friendship was.
What scripture verses encouraged you through the process?
One scripture verse that's always stuck out my entire life really was, it's 2 Corinthians 4:18. The second half of it says, for what is seen is temporary, what is unseen is eternal. And that just really, I have to tell myself that every day, that everything that I see in front of me won't be here. And so why does it matter? Why does every opinion, why does every object, every materialistic thing, anything you can think of matter? The only thing that really matters is God's opinion, is God's will for your life.
What would you say to yourself 5 years ago?
What would I say to myself 5 years ago? Man, I honestly couldn't answer that question. 5 years ago was really... That's tough thinking back at where I was 5 years ago to where I am now, and how much success that I've had to where I was 5 years ago. Saying, I guess just the scripture verses, it's all gonna end soon. the things that you see in front of you and the life that you're living now, it's all going to be over soon.
What would you say now to the family and friends you hurt during your rebellion?
Whew. The things I'd say to my family and friends that I'd hurt was, I know there's nothing that I can do to take it back, but that's tough because I hurt a lot of people. I hurt a lot of family members, and I still am trying today to build those bridges back. I'm sorry is such a basic flatline thing to say. I don't feel like it would do it justice just to say I'm sorry to these people. It's definitely going to take some work to show them that I really do care now, and that I really, the things that I had done to them and that I had hurt them with before, that I'm at least trying now. That I'm sorry for all the things that I've done in the past, and I mean, as basic as that is, that's about all I can say.
What was your turning point at Teen Challenge when you realized God put you here for a reason?
Oh man, the thing that was a real turning point in my program, one thing that I always tell the students now is if you're going to try and hide your problems and you're going to try and coast and ride the surface, they will come out eventually. I remember it was my 6 month, it was right after I had made level 3, it was my 6 month mark of the program. And I remember me and this kid got in a fight, and I punched this kid, and I just remember sitting outside talking to Miss Caitlin, and it was like, wow, I really do still struggle with these things. I really still do deal with these things, and I can't just skate by anymore.
Can others see a change in you now?
God, others can definitely see a change in me now. I've had multiple conversations with my mom. It's like, you're nowhere near where you were 5 years ago when me and you were at the lowest of our low.
What was your favorite experience in Teen Challenge?
Definitely my favorite experience was going to the Dominican Republic. There's nothing that I can relate to that. That was probably the most life-changing experience that I've ever had. And the reason for that is the things that I saw and the things that me and my friends had done in the Dominican, just the work that we did dramatically changed my life.
What do you want to leave people with when your time at Teen Challenge is done?
One thing that I want to leave when my time is done is that I did it with all my heart. One thing that I tell everyone now is that I don't know where God's going to place me tomorrow. I don't know what He's going to be having me do, but as long as I do it with all my heart, that's all He's asked of me and asks of us.